All right. So you are here for the Linux demo, if I'm not wrong, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So you are here for the Linux demo. So what is Linux, first of all? What is Linux? Linux is an operating system. It is an operating system. There are different types of operating systems that are there. For example, in the operating systems, we have server operating systems, client operating system, etc. So what are client operating systems? The regular PCs we use, Windows PCs, the Windows 11 or the Windows 10, whatever you are using currently. What is server? Server is something which serves a particular purpose. For example, you want to go to www.youtube.com. There is a website of youtube.com that is added onto something called web server. For example, if you want to download some files which are really important in your project, then they will make an FTP server, which is file transfer protocol server. So files will be kept inside this. You can put files, you can get files from the FTP server. So server is something that usually serves a particular purpose. So out of Linux, we are using the Linux as server operating system. So going back to Linux, it all started with Unix. After that, after a few modifications by Linus Torvalds, it became Linux. So now, after the Linux is made, it is made as an open source software. Open source. What is open source? First of all, open source means source code of the operating system is given free to the world. That means the particular source code you can download, I can download, anyone can make modifications to that code and make their own flavor of Linux. Like this, the distributions came into existence. So what are these distributions? There are several distributions that are there. Red Hat is there, Fedora is there, CentOS is there, then Ubuntu is there, Kali Linux is there. Different kinds of distributions are there. Out of all these distributions, we are going to use something called Red Hat. So now you have understood that we are going to use an operating system that is Red Hat based Linux. Out of Red Hat based Linux operating systems, there is a particular distribution called Red Hat Enterprise Linux. This Red Hat Enterprise Linux we are going to use for making the servers. So when it comes to Red Hat Enterprise Linux, there are several versions in them. So 8 and 9 are still moving. For example, if you are going into cloud, you are using 9. Sometimes if you are using your own data center, some projects are there which are still running on 8. So we are going to learn both Red Hat 8 and 9. We will be for few we will be using 8, for few we will be using 9. That way we will know the differences between 8 and 9. So now you have understood what operating system are we going to use. Next, coming to the point, what are we going to learn? What are we going to learn? When we are thinking about what are we going to learn, we are going to learn first basics. Any operating system you use, basics are really important. For example, when you are using Windows back then, we used to do paint so that we can get familiar with the mouse movements. Like that, Linux is an operating system which is basically based on something called commands. You won't be using graphical user interface at all. So everything in Linux is command based. So first we will learn the basic commands in which you will learn how to use Linux. Then we will go ahead and do system administration. In system administration, we will be seeing different things like disk management, which will deal with the storage part of the OS. Then we will do user management, where you can add many users and give them and assign them into groups. Linux is an operating system which is multi-user multitasking operating system. Multi-user multitasking operating system. What is the meaning of multi-user? Lot of users can log in at a time. And each user who logged in can do multitasking inside the boundary given to them. This boundary is called home directory. We will discuss these things later. So user management, we will do users, groups, others, etc. Then we will do access control mechanisms. In access control mechanisms, we will be seeing how to give access, file permissions, we will see special permissions, we will see ACLs, we will see sudo access, we will see. And then we will also see something like SE Linux, we will see. There are several parts that will come under access control mechanism. After that, we will see package management. In package management, we will see how to install services, how to install particular packages or softwares onto your operating system, that we will see. After package management, we will see how to manage the services. We will see. For example, if you want to turn off so-and-so service, you want to turn on so-and-so service, if you want to make changes to particular service, etc., we will see. So then after managing services, we will see process management. In process management, we will be dealing with different types of processes that are there, how to monitor processes, how to decrease the system load, how to make changes to the processes that are running, how to prioritize a particular process, etc., etc. We will see in the process management. Once we have done the process management and all the things that are associated with it, we will complete system administration part. After going through the system administration part, we will deal with the server administration part. In the server administration part, we will be learning how to make and break servers like web server, FTP server, NFS server, Samba server. We will also see something like DNS server, DHCP server, etc., mail server, etc. So whatever server is necessary to make, we will make. If it is not necessary to make it, for example, FTP, NFS, and Samba, these days we are using GitHub instead of this in the offices. So we will have an idea about the services, which are not really mandatory to construct these days. For example, DNS, DHCP these days are taken care by AWS. We will learn how to make the servers, but you have to understand that the alternatives came into existence. After finishing this, the server administration part gets completed. Once the server administration part is completed, we will also deal with the job automation, backup and restore, backup and restore, patching, how to patch a particular thing, change management, we will talk about in patching, etc. After that, we will be going ahead and learning about shell scripting. Shell scripting is a way of automating particular tasks. For example, if you want to write a script in, shell script is nothing but combination of commands, combination of commands. From the point where how the command gets executed, from this point, we will go ahead and see until automating the commands by using shell scripting. Automating the commands by using shell scripting. Once this is done, the system administration, server administration is over. Now, if you are dealing with only one server, all the system administration, server administration, everything you can do manually. But in projects, what we are going to do is, we are going to have multiple servers. For example, my project has around 1500 servers that are running for my given part. So for maintaining 1500 servers, you cannot literally use one system approach. So for doing this, you are going to need for this, we are going to need configuration management tool. Configuration management tool. What configuration management tool are we going to use? We are going to use a configuration management tool called Ansible. In Ansible, we will be using a code or a scripting language called YAML, yet another markup language. Yet another markup language. So using the YAML, we will be creating playbooks and playbooks, and inside playbooks, we will be writing plays. Plays are used to perform a particular task. Perform a particular task. When we are talking about performing a particular task, you have to understand this thing. For example, I want to install HTTP server. And then I have to start the HTTP service. HTTP is Apache server, which is web server. This is an Apache web server. So instead of writing the code onto the 1500 machines that are there, which are ready to be the web servers, what will I do is I'll write a simple code where I will be writing a YAML script. Once I wrote this YAML script and run the Ansible, these 1500 servers will become web servers. So like this, the automation by using Ansible also we are going to learn inside Linux. So we will, after finishing this course, you can be able to write RHCSA as well as RHCE, Red Hat Certified System Administrator, Red Hat Certified Engineer. So this is Ansible, this is administration. Both certifications also you can write if you want to once you finish this course. This is about Linux. If you have any questions, I am open to it. Any questions, Abhinav?
Sir, if I only take RHCSA, can I study the Ansible in that syllabus?
Okay. But what are you going to use it for, Abhinand? That is one thing I'm wondered. I'm just wondering because what is the how are you going to use RHCSA only for your career? How? Do you have any requirement that you are only doing RHCSA?
Yes, one of my senior is a DevOps engineer. So
Okay.
he said me that do a RCSA course.
Okay.
I can make an interview in his company.
Okay, fine.
That's
If
it.
you want to learn only RHCSA, talk to Ganesh then.
Okay.
Only RHCSA, you won't be getting job, man. Very difficult. Very, very difficult. Ganesh will explain you the terms anyway. So only RHCSA, you're not going to get a job. I am 1000% sure. Not 1%, 2%. Because what happens here is you will be assigned into a project. Once you are assigned into a project, you should be working with the servers that are there. And the and the flow of the current industry wants you to have at least RHCSA, RHCE, and Ansible. Ganesh will take care of it, I guess. You can go ahead and do RHCSA if you want to, but without doing this, it is a bit of difficulty, I guess. Because I am in this industry from past 6 years or 7 years, so I
Yes,
have
understood.
wondered actually. Yeah. Give me a second. I'll also show you the course contents. So this is the course content we are going to explain. In the course content, you will be able to perform the day-to-day Linux management, user accounts, data security, shell scripting, everything we will handle. This will also be given to you. So the course outline is also designed. So have a look at the brochure once. We will cover each and everything which is there inside this particular thing. So once have a word with Ganesh also and let me know. All right.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay. Chalo then. Ganesh, you can take over. Can't hear you, Ganesh.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes.
See, Abhinand, even I told you before, RSCSA or RSC, that is for the certification perspective. Okay, when you come to like the industry, you have to learn this Linux administration, not like RSCSA or only RC. For example, you can ask your one of your friend is there, right? Who is going to help you for the interview. You can ask him what are the topics you want to learn. Okay, you can share the course content for both. I'll share you both the course content, both this RSCSA, RSC, right? And also like Linux administration. Both I'll share you. So you can check with him like which one they will be arranging the interview. Okay. RECSA, RSC, that is for the certification perspective. But when it's come to like this training, you have to learn each and every component. And it's not like that any company they'll be using like only RSC or RCSA. Okay, they'll be using as a Linux administrator. Your roles and responsibility will be as a Linux administrator. You will be responsible for each and every component in Linux. It's not like only RCSA or only RC, because I'm getting a lot of openings, right? Yeah, so in the like each and every opening, they're asking for Linux administrator, not like RCSA or RC. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I will send you the course content and you can check with him once again. So I think like you have one course content, right? Yesterday I've sent you. Like once again, let me
Yeah.
see. You can check.
Okay.
You can confirm by today or tomorrow. So based on that, and
Okay.
as we are going to start the classes from coming Monday.
Okay.
Chalo then, okay, Ganesh. I'll see you. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Urnan.
Thank you, sir. Okay.